Okay guys, I'm making this video today to talk about taxes. Everyone wants to talk about taxes, and this is sort of a response video, but this video is going to have its own ideas and other topics. But this video is mainly in response to the True Red Dragon. He's a YouTuber. I'm going to put his channel in the description. He plays Dark Souls and Doom, which are two of my favorite games of all time. I wish I had my Xbox One here so I could play Doom. I beat the campaign, but I could play that multiplayer forever. I'm not very good at Dark Souls. I love playing it. I play on my computer, but it took me like a year to beat the first game. But he has awesome YouTube videos on that. But his more recent videos are they're about politics. And he actually did. He saw my video about capitalism, and he mentioned me in his video, and he was disagreeing with what I had to say, which is great because diversity of ideas. You got to talk about this stuff. So what I had said in the video was that capitalism. Well, I don't know which one I said first, but. One of the things I said was capitalism had its own built-in welfare system, and there is truth to that, where if people have more money and they feel like the government's not taking as much money away from them, they are more inclined to help out the homeless or give to charity or put in money at their church or whatever, and that does affect the economy, but not enough to make a massive difference. Not enough to change the entire tax system. So that's one point. And so I'd seen a video from Prager University about taxes, and they gave a very simplistic explanation to why flat taxes would be better. And the thing I've realized now, because True Red Dragon, I'm gonna put the video in the description. But you have to go see that. He talks about it, and he actually changed my mind. Well, a bunch of things changed my mind, but he initially got me looking into it to check my facts. So he mentioned that like it's illogical to have a flat tax. It wouldn't work. So I asked my economics professor, and he told me the same thing, and he explained it to me. But I have I was making a good point though, when I talked about flat tax and how we need to change the taxing system. Not the system, not the taxing system. But this is basically I'm just saying there's way too much taxation, and it's making the economy worse. And of course, I am not a libertarian. I know that there needs to be a government, and I would love like a big, influential government that just stayed out of our business, just did government stuff. That's the perfect government for me, like massive military, giant facilities, but they just do not impose on your personal liberties. And one thing that I really hate the government does is that, like I said, they just spend a ton of money that it's like the way I see it is they're just like scooping money with shovels and throwing it in a fire. But the reason why this is so bad on our economy, not just because they're taking our money and using it for crappy things, but the more taxes there are, there's more of something called dead weight. And if you can look at this graph now, I'm much better artist with my like pen and pencil, but if I'm gonna try to make sense of this. So this bottom line right here going up, that's a supply curve. This is economic graph, and this line going down here, this is demand curve. So these are the buyers and then the sellers. So the suppliers, sellers, this is buyers. All right, so in this scenario, there is a tax on the suppliers. So the suppliers are taxed $1 for whatever they're making. So this red thing right here, this is the tax wedge. That's how much the demand curves, or the supply curve is going to go up. So that blue line is the new place the supply curve. And if you can, this is consumer surplus, and this is supplier surplus. So basically how they're benefiting, and obviously they benefit less when there's more taxes on them, but that's normal. That's regular. But here's the thing, and it looks a lot smaller here, but that's just how I drew the graph. It's supposed to only be $1 tax, but it doesn't matter. But see where I drew this squiggly line right here? This is what you call dead weight, or dead weight loss in an economy. And the more taxes there are, the more dead weight loss there is. And what dead weight loss is, when two people make trade, like I buy a burrito, I value that burrito as however much I gave them money for. So that is an even trade. Now, the government comes in and puts a $1 tax on that burrito. If it's on the supplier, they have to charge me an extra $1. So that extra $1 that they charge me goes to the government. And this seems all fine and dandy because, it gets circulated back in society. But all taxes generate this dead weight loss in society. And if you have the right amount of taxes, you have to have taxes, so there's no way around it. You're going to have dead weight loss. But when you have the amount of taxes there are in nations around the world today, and how the government is wasting their money, they generate so much dead weight loss that it's basically just gains from trade that just disappear into the economy, or it's just loss. And it's not that big of a deal, except when there's so much taxation. So that's a point. That's the point I was trying to make about taxes. But I want to get into I switched the topics over, and thank you, The True Red Dragon. I love getting feedback and learning more stuff. So see, it's a good experience. But there's another point I want to make here. Is I was at a different school just for the weekend, and there are very closed-minded people. Like, just in general, like it just baffles me how many kids there are that don't even realize what's going on in the world. Like, it's like socialism they're all Marxists. Like, it's really messed up. And like, you can be a Marxist having your opinion, but when they're all the same way and they don't actually know why, like, it's obviously they've just been taught this crap. And I was talking to this guy. He was he said he didn't know what I was talking about, and how he had been studying this for 3 years. And I don't know if it's just you or me, but Marxism is it should be dead. It's a bad system of government. I don't know if anybody's going to disagree with me on that, but it just really baffled me how these people they just got pissed off at me when I told them I was a capitalist and I had voted for Trump. It was just really baffling. And so it's what we need to pass on to generations is open minds. If we pass anything on to the younger generations, is open minds about everything. Question everything. Because it's really easy for humans to not give a shit and just go along with what everybody else is doing. So that's what I experienced. And thank you, True Red Dragon, for exposing that to me. I hope this video made sense. I try to put a lot of things in the same thing, but hope you guys enjoyed it.